Hi there, and thanks for watching and for choosing the Attachment Save add-in created by Sperry Software. This is the add-in that allows you to manage the size of your mail folders by automatically removing attachments from your emails and then saving them to a location that you specify. Some of the other features include a Process Now utility, an Undo utility, retain the paperclip icon on the message even when the attachment is removed, prompt to save the attachment, and many others. Let's get started. I've already downloaded and installed the add-in from www.sperrysoftware.com. Once the installation is complete, we're ready to set it up. And you find the add-in by going to Sperry Software on your menu and then clicking Sperry Software on the ribbon. All the Sperry add-ins that you've installed will display here. The one we're going to work on right now, though, of course, is Attachment Save. It's on this screen that the settings are made to control this add-in's functionality. This area allows you to choose the conditions for saving attachments and specify the Outlook folder that'll be monitored. We'll start with the When to Save Attachments frame. This allows you to choose to have all email attachments saved automatically or enable a hotkey and/or toolbar button so then you can quickly save the attachments from selected emails in a manual mode. You can enable both modes at the same time by using the checkboxes. The two push buttons on the right let you select a folder or multiple folders that you can monitor for attachments. Below that is Filtering Rules. This frame is where you can choose to save all attachments or save only those that match a set of criteria, i.e. a set of rules that you specify. If you want to set up some specific criteria, you want to click on the button that says Save Only Those That Match, and then you have multiple checkboxes below that where you can select to have if the subject matters, the file name matters, the from matters, and so on. The text fields to the right is where you can enter one or more criteria to match on. Keep in mind you can use wildcards, like an asterisk, and you can put multiple entries, making sure that they're separated by semicolons. The key is with the settings in this frame is that if enabled, an email must meet the criteria in this frame in order to have its attachments processed. So now I'm headed back to the top to click on Overall Settings tab 2. This tab provides options for specifying exactly what to do with email when an attachment is removed and what to do with the attachment. The first option is Where to Save the Attachment. This option specifies the root Windows folder where the attachments will be saved. The Attachment Save add-in will not function unless you choose a folder here first. Just click on the Choose Folder button and select which folder you wish to act as the root folder for saving your attachments. The next frame offers several save options. Automatically rename file is the first. If this is checked, duplicate files will not be overwritten when a new email or attachment is saved. When a duplicate file name is found, a new file name is created by appending the email or attachment file name with a dash followed by a sequential number, like -1, -2, and so on. To the right is a button that says Rename Options. You can choose to rename the attachment according to parameters contained in the email itself, for instance, by the sender's name, the sender's email address, etc. This flexibility is controlled by the use of keywords in brackets in the template file name. The next option is to mimic the Outlook folder structure. This means that your folder structure will organize your Windows folders in an identical manner to your Outlook folders. Now, of course, they will fall beneath the root folder that you chose at the beginning of this section. So when an email or attachment is saved, subfolders will be created in your Windows folder, and those folder names will mimic your Outlook folder structure. For example, if you have an Outlook folder under your inbox named Expense Reports and your root folder on your C drive is My Documents, My Saved Attachments, an incoming attachment named monthlyexpensereport.xls would be saved under C:\My Documents, My Saved Attachments, Personal Folders, Inbox, Expense Reports, and then the file name monthlyexpensereport.xls. Next is an option that says Prompt to Save Files when saving manually. When this is checked, it prompts for a file name and save location when the toolbar button to save attachment is clicked. When it's unchecked, the email or attachment is saved using the options specified in the add-in. There are some after-processing options too. Mark email as read, keep the email as unread, or delete the email. Delete email after processing is helpful when receiving and processing the same email on an automated basis. The next option actually lets you execute an external program after you save the attachments, emails, or both. It'll allow you to do just that. The program you specify is run once each time the email or the attachments are saved. Because the email or attachment may be renamed on the fly, you have to use the characters %1 as a substitution for the file name. So for example, let's say you wanted to copy the attachment of the root of your C drive, you could type in copy space %1 space C:\\. All right, let's move along to the settings in tab 3, specific settings. There are two main checkboxes on this tab. One turns on the saving of emails, and the other turns on the saving of attachments. For compatibility with previous versions of our add-in, the Enable Saving of Attachments is automatically enabled. Now, if you do decide to save your actual emails to your hard drive, you'll need to specify a format. We find that most of our customers want to save the items in Outlook's native format, or .msg. There is an option to specify a second format so that you can effectively save 2 copies of the email. This second copy cannot be executed upon in the Execute a Program after saving the emails option, but you can call a batch file to perform the necessary operation. As mentioned, the Enable Saving of Attachments is automatically enabled. The options below are specific to attachments only. So the first option is Remove Attachment from the email. If this option is unchecked, the attachment will be saved but not removed from the email. You want to keep this option checked if you wish to save space in your Outlook email folders. Next is Include a link to the saved attachment. If you have this checked, a URL link is added to the message pointing back to the attachment. Retain paperclip icon. If this is unchecked, the paperclip icon that you're used to seeing that indicates there's an attachment on the message is removed. Otherwise, a paperclip.ico file is attached to the email instead. It's a small file used to force Outlook to display the paperclip in the main window. Note that you should click on the link, not on the paperclip icon file, in order to see the original attachment. Automatically reattach when composing replies. So if you check this box, it causes the add-in to replace the URL link with the attachment and then display the email for you to edit. Not checking this box is useful in those situations where you want to share a networked copy of a document. Next is Always Remove Attachments and Sent Items. This is useful for keeping tabs on your Sent Items folder where copies of your attachments are just hanging around even though you already have a copy you obtained from somewhere else, most likely your own hard drive. This option can keep your Sent Items folder clean without much effort on your part. If you check the Always Delete Attachments in Sent Items option also, then those attachments that are stripped out of your Sent Items folder are not just removed, but deleted as well. As always, the attachments are sent to the recycle bin as opposed to being permanently deleted. Files or file types to exclude. This allows you to list individual files or file types like mysignature.jpg or types like *.vcf that are off limits to the add-in. When Attachment Save encounters these attachments, it just leaves them in place. You can specify a particular name or a wildcard with a file type. Note in this field, like many others in the Sperry software line of products, you can separate multiple entries with a semicolon. Attachment read-write status options are Don't Change Status, Make File Attachments Read-Only, or Make File Attachments Read-Write. This is really useful for automatically changing the permissions on the attachments that are sent to you. Finally is the Utilities tab. This is for processing attachments on existing emails, in essence making the add-in retroactive to the emails you already have in your Outlook. All the utilities use the settings in the previous tabs. Your options are Process Now. This will process email attachments that you've already received. Update Now. You can click this to update the URL links for attachment files that have been moved. And Undo Now. Click this one to undo attachment saves and return the attachments to their corresponding emails. That's the Attachment Save add-in. Thanks for watching, and be looking for more video tutorials from Sperry Software.